Hey y'all, I'm back again on another full moon on Ogun's internet, talking to my people, my community here in Thibodaux. I just woke up, decided to come out early, talk to y'all before the sun come out swinging on me. It's already out. See, I'm already sweating. I feel like it's been a long time since I talked to y'all. I kind of wanted to wait till everything kind of settled after the picnic. The alumni picnic. Boy, we sure know how to have a good time, huh? Don't we know how to have a picnic? That was one thing about it and two things for sure. We know how to party. We know how to get together at times. Ancestors showed us that. We know how to have parties and gatherings. You ever noticed that? Boy, I went and I had a ball. Y'all might hear cars passing. I'm out here in Thibodaux, in my house. So yeah, I went and had a ball. Just surrounded by so much fun and excitement. It's a really nice time. There's one thing I also notice about when we get together and we celebrate. Oh, we just get together, period. And I'm going to say it how I hear people oftentimes say it and how I've said it. People always got something negative to say. Haven't y'all felt that way? Why? Whenever we trying to do something good, or we trying to feel good, people always got something negative to say. Well, that's what this session of Come See About Yourself is about today. Y'all remember that? This is what I called it. Come See About Yourself. Remember the last time I came to y'all and I said, we're doing this because we all keep saying mental health is real and go take care of your mental health. But we really wasn't saying what that even meant. Except for going to therapy or go talk to someone. And I was just like, I had to be honest with myself. We not about to jump off the porch and go to no therapy. Go talk to somebody about our business. That's just not how we were raised. Keep your family business a secret. That's how I was raised. Especially down here in these little small judgmental towns in the South. So it came to me. Let's try to look at this together. What could be a realistic first step to see about our mental health together, while we still have the choice and power to do what feels safe, but especially for Black folks in these little towns. So I was like, well, let's just start with me and my community on Ogun's internet. We talking, we chopping it up, reflecting, and just taking small steps to take a peek into what's happening for us. Where does this stuff really come from that happens to us and keep happening to us, individually and collectively? So last time we did our ACE test. You remember that? If you didn't answer the questions, I also attached a picture to this post so you could kind of catch yourself up to speed. This little paper. Got my little paper. So for those of you who answered the questions already, let's kind of reflect. That was our first session. This is our second session. Come see about yourself. Come on in. So for those of us who answered the questions, how many of y'all answered at least one yes to one of these? I know I definitely did. Who had more than one yes to these? What was it, 10? I had 10 on here. More than one. I actually answered yes to 6 of these when I first did it years ago. And I still think about that. That's tough. It's wild to say this is normal for us, especially as Black folks in these communities. I know not just from my own experience, but when I have emotional recovery sessions with people one-on-one and in small groups, I hear that most Black folks have had childhood experiences, just like me, unfortunately. Again, there's evidence showing that why this matters is these like adverse experiences from our childhood could and also do affect our mental and emotional health today as adults. It affects our behaviors. It affects how we act. Oh, my neighbor coming with a loud truck. Hold on. I'm out here. I'm outside. This is real shit. Yeah, it affects our behaviors. It affects how we act. It affects how we show up in relationships. It affects how we show up in community. It affects how we pick relationships and people to be around. And it affects how we feel about ourselves and about each other. Which brings me back to the original question we were asking. Why do people always got something negative to say? So, let's look at number 7 on our list. That was the one that really jumped out at me. And I was like, oh, that might have something to do with what we're talking about. Did a parent or adult in your home ever swear at you, insult you, or put you down? I answer yes. So to share a little bit about my story growing up, I often felt like whatever I did wasn't good enough. It didn't matter if I got straight A's, was the good kid, the quiet one. I could do just one bad thing and I got just judged so harshly. I got fussed at so bad, and especially as a girl, just like many other girls in my family and in the community, our appearance was judged and criticized almost daily. Comb your hair. You going outside looking like that? What you got on? And not just in the family, other adults in the communities, even teachers, especially Black teachers that I had, Black women teachers, like, yeah, that's good, but you could do better. It was always something negative that was said. Even when something good is happening, it was just like, oh yeah, that's good, and they wanted more. It was always something. Oh God, I'm sweating. It was always something negative. It was always something more that they wanted. It was just always left with the story of this, whatever I do just isn't good enough. And like I said, it could be one simple thing, like you don't wash the dishes, you get yelled at hard. I can remember at times always feeling so defeated, and never understood why they would talk to us children like that. What was happening? Why was this happening for us in our community in this way? And so, what is that? What is that? What is that about? So I find it helpful that to give you a little bit of history to understand our mental and emotional health today. Is always good to understand where we come from and what is this coming from. So I just want to go back just a little bit. So Black folks have long carried the weight of a unique and complicated history when it comes to parenting and care. For generations, the traditional tough love approach, marked by strict discipline, was seen as essential for raising children to survive in a world that persistently devalued Black lives. So it's rooted, this way is rooted in protection and survival, strangely enough. These methods aim to harden the children against racism and injustice. So the strict discipline, the judgment, the critical way of talking and correcting in Black households deeply intertwined with America's racial history. From slavery all the way through Jim Crow and beyond, parents often adopted like a no-nonsense approach to parenting, not out of cruelty, but from a fierce love and desire to shield their children from the world's brutalities. And me and my mom talk about this all the time now. We do this mental health stuff together. So this tough love approach functioned as a survival mechanism. If you got scolded harshly, criticized constantly, judged, nitpicked, it was because your parents wanted to protect you from something worse out there. Now, after years and years and years of this, now this way of constantly pointing out the negative, verbally beating up on ourselves and each other has become a part of our culture, unfortunately. It's like an unobserved script. It's always the norm. You know it, sitting around at family or community gatherings. How often do you hear people saying something negative about others? We all have done it, right? We all have done it to varying degrees. It's almost like a part of our everyday dialogue, in a sense. The survival speech is what I call it. So now, back to you as a child. If you say yes to number 7, when you were put down, criticized, insulted, constantly pushed harder to do better, fussed at it, yelled at, and the adults always had something negative to say, how did that feel? Think back. How did that feel? Think of a time you just got fussed at and you're like, man, I didn't even do nothing. Have you ever really just stopped to ask yourself that question? Like, how does that really feel? Without nobody knowing, right? Nobody know. It's just me and you. Nobody will know what your answer is. How did that feel to be put down in that way by people that's supposed to care for you? People in your family, people in your community. I know for me, like I said, I felt so sad and confused and angry at times. It caused me to even strive for more, try to do more, to try to get more A's, like even as an adult, to try to get more degrees, all to feel that love and affirmation that I longed for in my childhood. But I realized that doing that, while doing this healing work, that was just a high that was never going to be satisfied by all that extra doing. It just left me feeling overwhelmed, burnt out, feeling like I was going, that's what y'all say, crash out. Feeling like I was going to crash out at any moment. And what I really just needed was unconditional care and comfort to those parts of me that felt so sad as a child. And that was the hard work. That's one of the things that this taking care of your mental health stuff is all about. So that's our session for today. I want to ask you for your homework until next time. How is this survival-based speech serving you? How is it helping you now? This negative talk, not just negative talk about others, but negative talk about yourself. How does it feel when people, how did it feel when, as a child, when people would speak that way to you? How does it feel now? And I'm not just talking about from your parents, from all types of adults, with people who have perceived power or control over your livelihood. How did it feel? How does it feel when you hear yourself talking about yourself that way? How does it feel? So I want you to check it out. Peep it out. Again, this is the Come See About Yourself for yourself. Nobody got to tell you. Nobody going to know. Nobody got to say what's right or wrong. You peep it out for yourself. You check it out. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm inviting you to check it out for yourself. Notice the things that you think and say about yourself and others. The negative things, and just say how it feel. Or some of the things same things you heard growing up, some of the things now you're repeating about yourself and other people. Just check it out, peep it out over the next couple of weeks until I be back. Again, nobody gotta know your business. That's the beauty of doing this on Ogun's internet in this way. It's just me and you. So you are doing such a beautiful job, sending y'all so much care and love in this time of the wild, wild west. Just keep on living, like old folks say. All right? See y'all later. Till next time. Peace.